First, we're going to start with the gown. Take it and make sure the back is open. First, you want to tie the top side. Make sure you crisscross the back, making sure no clothes is showing. And then tie off the bottom. Next is the mask.
For the mask, for this demonstration, the wire is on top and the blue side is facing towards you. When you put it on, you're going to take the ear loops and put them around your ears. You're going to pinch your nose and pull down.
Like this. Then is the goggles. You just slide them over your mask and make sure they're over your mask. And last is the gloves. Last is the gloves. When you're putting on the gloves, make sure you tuck in the gown underneath it, making sure no skin is showing. Now that we have all the PPEs on, we must take them off. We start with the gloves. You pull down the gown a little and grab the inside of the glove and pull. Then you crumple it in your hand and you slide 2 fingers underneath the glove, never touching the front, and pull over. Now that you took them off, throw them away. Next is the gloves. You just slide them off from the back and you throw them away. Next is the gown. When you take off the gown, start with the bottom. Untie. And then take off the top. When you take off the top, keep the strings in your hand and pull forward. So they uncover some of your shoulder. Then take your hand and put it down your arm and pull. Keeping your arm straight and the length away. Now start rolling away from your body, never touching your clothes. Now throw it away. Last is your mask. Take it from the ear loops out and never touch the front and throw them away.
No one wants to be in an accident. That's why we take so many precautions. We wear personal protective equipment and carefully select each piece of apparatus that we use. But accidents do happen, no matter how many precautions we take. When they do, quick action is imperative, and a safety shower or eye wash can be a godsend. There are several types of safety showers and eye wash stations. The best are simple. With one movement, the water starts to flow. The stream continues until a second movement is made to turn it off. The flow of water in a safety shower must be strong enough to immediately drench the victim. The unit should also provide enough water for at least 15 minutes of continuous use. Eye washes need to produce a soft stream or spray of aerated water. This should also last for at least 15 minutes. Showers and eye washes should be located wherever corrosive, infectious, or other hazardous substances exist. Corrosives can be especially harmful. They can often cause severe damage to the skin and eyes. Corrosives include strong acids and bases and both dehydrating and oxidizing agents. Nitric acid, for instance, produces a slow-healing, painful burn. Potassium hydroxide, a base, can inflict severe damage to the eyes. Of course, when you're working with these types of substances, you should always wear personal protective equipment.
The Guest Biohazard Spill Kit contains everything you need to safely and efficiently deal with biohazardous spills in accordance with the guidelines. Before you start, check the instruction card carefully. Always check the expiry dates on the HazTab products before you use them. Wherever possible, improve ventilation in area of use. Always wear the protective gloves and an apron provided in the kit box. Wear face protection if there is a danger of splashing. The spills on relatively flat surfaces. Sprinkle the HazTab granules over the spill until all the moisture is completely absorbed. Do not leave the granules moist or damp. Leave for no more than 2 minutes. The spill will now be properly disinfected with 10,000 parts per million available chlorine. For splashes, drips or smears where the granules cannot be used, make up a 10,000 parts per million available chlorine solution by adding 4 of the 4.5 gram HazTabs to 1 litre of cold water in the diluter bottle. Leave for 3 to 4 minutes to dissolve. The tablets do not effervesce, they just gently break down into a sludge on the bottom of the diluter. When they have completely dissolved, screw the cap down tightly and invert the diluter gently to mix the solution. Do not shake the diluter to mix. Take a waste bag from the kit and set it up as near to the spill as may be conveniently possible. Take a disposable scoop and scraper from the kit box and tear off the scraper. Use the disposable scoop and scraper to collect the spill granules mixture and discard all into the waste bag. Use the solution on the disposable paper towels from the kit to wipe away splashes, drips and any smears. Discard the paper towels into the waste bag as you use them. This solution may also be used to clean away any smears left in the area of the spill absorbed by the granules if necessary. The procedure is now finished and the area properly disinfected. To clear up, always flush the sluice or domestic sink before discarding the solution, to avoid any dangerous reactions with other chemicals that have been put down beforehand. Then discard the solution. Replace the cap and flush the sluice or sink again. Put the diluter back in the kit box. Check to see if any of the kit elements need replacing before you close it and put it away. Gloves, aprons, paper towels and waste bags may be replenished from ward stocks. HazTab tablets, HazTab granules and scoops and scrapers and, if necessary, the diluter may be ordered from your stores or supply chain. Remove your PPE. gloves last of all, and discard them into the waste bag. Only touching the outside of the bag, tie it into a knot and discard the whole thing into your clinical waste system. Now wash your hands and dry them carefully. Follow the instruction card carefully. Never use on a chemical spill or mix the granules or the solution with any cleaning agents. Never use hot or even warm water to dilute the tablets. Never shake the diluter to mix. This kit is only for use on blood and blood-stained body fluids. For non-blood-stained fluids, e.g. urine or vomit, use the guest urine and vomit spill kit. The HazTab solution may be used directly onto a spill if, for any reason, the granules are not available. However, it is important to put plenty of solution onto the spill in order to disinfect it properly. As a rough guide, ensure you at least double the original volume of the spill by adding the solution. Leave for 2 minutes and then mop up everything with the paper towels. Discard into the waste bag. Ensure you leave the area clean and smear-free. Do not use the HazTab granules on carpets. They will clog into the fibres and be very difficult to remove. Use the HazTab solution on a disposable cloth, not paper towels, and gently work on the spill until all bloodstains are removed. Then rinse well with clean fresh water to remove all traces of the chlorine. Modern carpets made with a high percentage of synthetic fibre are not likely to be bleached by this process. However, there may be some bleaching in old carpets made from only natural fibres.
First, let's discuss wearing personal protective equipment. PPE should be your last line of defense against hazards. Thus, before using PPE, make sure you have the proper equipment and procedures available first. Refer to the Chemical Hygiene Plan and/or Material Safety Data Sheets and other references for recommended spill cleanup methods and materials and the need for PPE. When you're ready, don personal protective equipment as appropriate to the hazards. Consider the need for respiratory protection, the use of which requires specialized training and medical surveillance. Never enter a contaminated atmosphere without protection or use a respirator without training. After selecting the right PPE for the job, you can proceed to control and/or contain the spill. Start with obtaining a chemical spill kit. Examples of things you will need includes absorbent material, chemicals to neutralize corrosives, such as sodium bicarbonate for acids or citric acid for bases, a broom and dustpan, plastic bags, a secondary container, cleaning solution, and hazardous waste labels. Confine the spill to prevent spreading using spill socks or other materials that can create a barrier. When cleaning up, make sure to work from the outside in, that is, work around the edge absorbing and neutralizing toward the center of the spill. Neutralize with a weak base if it's an acid, or a weak acid if it's a base. Let it stand for a few minutes to allow for the chemical reaction to take place. Then, absorb the liquid using universal spill pads. If available, you can also use vermiculite or clay to absorb the material. Finally, clean up the materials using a simple broom or brush with polypropylene bristles and place everything into a plastic bag. When all is cleaned up, make sure to properly decontaminate, dispose, and document your work. Decontaminate the site using appropriate cleaning solutions or disinfectants. This includes cleaning the broom, the brush, and/or dustpan you used. Chemical spills involving radioisotopes should be decontaminated with surface cleaners, such as Radcon, and later then checked for radioactivity using a GM meter. Make sure to place everything into appropriate disposal. This includes the use of a double plastic bag. Don't forget to include your disposable PPE, such as gloves, at the end of the cleanup. Use strong tape, such as duct tape, to seal the bag and place in an appropriate secondary container. Finally, attach a hazardous waste label and request pickup by Environmental Health and Safety. As a reminder, remember to wear appropriate PPE, control, contain, and clean up the spill, decontaminate, dispose, and document appropriately.
Here's a quick explanation of the 5 most common types of fire extinguisher and their uses. Water and water with additive fire extinguishers are all colour-coded red on the extinguisher description panel. Basic instructions on how to operate them are printed on the canister. You should only use them on flammable solids like wood, paper, textiles and furnishings. It can be very dangerous to use them on other types of fire. Carbon dioxide or CO2 fire extinguishers are colour-coded black on the extinguisher description panel, and operating instructions can be found on the canister. Although carbon dioxide extinguishers are primarily for use on flammable liquid fires like petrol, oils and petroleum-based spirits, we also recommend them for fires in electrical and electronic equipment, as the CO2 gas won't damage your computer or gadgetry. As the gas discharge is extremely cold, avoid handling the special discharge horn when using. Foam fire extinguishers are colour-coded cream on the identification panel, and again carry basic operating instructions. Larger sizes normally have an extension hose and low pressure nozzle. They are intended for use on flammable liquids like petrol, oils and solvents. As they are water-based, they also extinguish flammable solids like wood, paper and textiles. Dry powder fire extinguishers are colour-coded blue and are available in a wide choice of sizes and are very versatile. You can use them on fires involving flammable solids, flammable liquids and also flammable gases such as propane and butane. They also work on fires caused by electrical equipment, but unlike CO2, the powder congeals under heat, so can leave a sticky residue. Last but not least, wet chemical fire extinguishers are colour-coded yellow on the identification panel. They contain a special chemical formulation that reacts with cooking fat and cooking oil fires to extinguish the fire, so are a must for the commercial kitchen. You can now buy special foam formulations that are effective on cooking fat fires in smaller canisters for home use. Our 600ml aerosol ABF extinguisher is also effective on solid combustibles and flammable liquids, so is a useful safeguard to have around the home.